Hello everyone, welcome back to PwnTV. Today I'm actually farming some adaman ores to make adaman ingots with. So I'm using my Master Thief with a treasure hunter set. And basically I'm just running through this zone. This is Gustav Tunnel. There's pygmy toises all up in this northeast corner. Now I made a video talking about how I used this secretly to make a lot of money. And you do make a lot of money out here, but you really do need treasure hunter in order to like reliably get the adaman ores. And plus there's only a select few number of pygmy toises, so if there's anyone else in the zone, it's more than likely you're just never going to see any pygmy toises, or you're going to have to fight for the ones that you do find. I think I scared a couple of players away earlier because they're all playing level 95 tunes and I'm playing a level 119 guy, so like I'm one-shotting everything. Maybe they were just getting tired of not having any pygmy toises to farm. But basically this is what I do. I put my TH set on, I bully the target, I use feint, and I try to stack feint with sneak attack since the target's bullied to raise my treasure hunter value. Now in this case I actually, while I was talking, I screwed it up, but I still ended up getting a treasure hunter +1. So that was a TH9, and you can see even with TH9 it doesn't drop anything. So it's really rare to find the adaman ores off of these guys. You need like TH10 or 11. So when I'm farming out here, I'm not using any RMEA. I'm using just treasure hunter daggers. Daggers that have treasure hunter on them. And I'm using gear that has treasure hunter on it. And that's basically it. I mean, there's more gear I could get, but I think I've got enough to like at least get treasure hunter 9 or 10 reliably. And I've been here for a few hours, and I already have almost 4 stacks of adaman ore. So you could expect, with a Master Thief and the right gear, you could probably expect 1 stack of adaman ore per hour. It used to be that you could craft that 1 stack of adaman ore into 1 stack of adaman ingots, and that adaman ingot would sell for over 1,000,000 gil, but now it seems like the stacks of adaman ingots are going for around 300 or 400,000 gil, which is a fraction of what they used to be, but that's okay. It really doesn't matter that they're not worth as much, because you can still farm them and make money off of them. You're just not making as much money, and that's only for the moment. Like, it's more than likely gonna raise its price at some point when people... It's a supply and demand server, basically, is what I'm getting at. So it really just depends on how many people are actually out there farming the adaman ores. And as I mentioned earlier, this zone was populated. Right before I started recording, I had 3 or 4 people out here, level 95 guys, and then I guess they decided to leave after I examined them. I don't know why, but maybe they just got intimidated, or maybe they had shit to do, or maybe they just didn't want to compete with Ponzel. I mean, that's understandable. But you can see, like, I'm fighting a lot of pygmy toises with a Master Thief, and I'm still having a lot of trouble getting the adaman ores. And I really would like to go back to town with a full stack, which means that I need to get 4 more. So what I'll probably do is just buy 4 more. I did shout earlier in the zone, because you can still shout. That is still a thing that exists in the game. So I'm going to shout, anyone have any adaman ores for sale? And see if I get anything, but I probably won't. Oh, that pygmy toys had an adaman ore for sale. Thank you, pygmy toys. Alright, so I need to find more pygmy toises and get 3 more adaman ores. So I think what I'll do is I'll sit out here and I'll wait for respawns. And when I see the respawns, I'll go ahead and kill those and see if I can't get 1 or 2 more adaman ores off of them. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling another adaman ore coming up. There's a pygmy toys right there. So I'm going to go over here and say hello. Let's see if I have feint ready. I do. So I'm going to bully him. I'm going to feint and try to... This time I'm going to try to stack it with sneak attack, which I successfully do. So now this is going to proc treasure hunter almost every single time because of the way I merited my thief. I'll show my merits really quick. So these are my thief merits that allow me to have a really strong feint. It's a level 5 feint. And I just don't have any points in ambush because I'm never really behind the mob. Since I'm a Master Thief, I'm more than likely going to be tanking. in some way, shape, or form, I'm not really always going to be behind the mob. Most of my damage comes in the form of trick attack these days, and since I can bully and sneak attack from the front, I'm very rarely behind the mob, so ambush doesn't seem like a really strong merit for a Master Thief. It's really strong getting up to Master, but when you're actually done with your Thief and you're decked out with all of your JSE, all of your RMEAs, then you could basically just take the merit points out of that, and I would highly recommend a 5-5 feint if you're playing Thief, because this is an amazing ability. Increasing Treasure Hunter is important in some content, and since it's a cooldown of, what, 3 minutes or so, you really have to just make it count. And since the monsters pretty much melt if they're not item level monsters, they're also pretty much just going to melt, so you're not going to get that many chances to get additional pokes in with additional job abilities, such as Feint number 2, Feint number 3, etc. So you really have to make it count, which requires you to actually stack Feint with Sneak Attack and Trick Attack. Ideally, that's the best way to do it. You would get one of your trusts to tank. Me personally, I like these trusts, which don't tank, but sometimes if you summon them correctly, which I did not, typically you'll have Olmia in the second spot instead of Cherokiki. So you would summon Olmia first, and she would take slot number 2 in your party, and that puts her directly behind you, but currently Cherokiki is directly behind me, and she's a backline, Olmia is a front line. So what I'm trying to get at here is if you put Olmia in the front line, right behind your character while she's following you, when you engage a target, she's going to be right behind you. So then you can actually just lock onto the target. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Cherokee's going to back off, so it's going to be a bad demonstration, but I'll show you what I'm talking about. If you want to stack Trick Attack on your trust, all you simply do is lock on the target and then back up a little bit. Now, if Olmia was in that slot instead of Cherokee, she would be right there behind me, so I would back up behind her, and then I would be able to Trick Attack her from in front of the mob. So I would go Bully, Sneak Attack, I would go Bully, Feint, Sneak Attack, Trick Attack, and then Auto Attack the mob without any weapon skills, because I don't want to do damage. I just want to auto attack. And so that's going to allow me to actually have the most successful Treasure Hunter +1 that I can possibly get. You can see Cherokee runs out of the way, so she was a bad choice to put in the first slot on my party. I think Olmia would have been a much better choice for that slot since she doesn't really move. But no, that's just how I did it. Alright. So I think we have all of the ores that we need. We might be missing one. Oh, we're missing 2. Let's see if I can find 1 or 2 more Pygmy Toises and maybe try to sneak one more before I leave. It's looking like they're all dead. That's a Pygmy Toise. Alright, so I'm going to fight this Pygmy Toise. I should have Feint off of cooldown by now. So I'm going to go ahead and bully it. Oh, there's another Pygmy Toise. Maybe we can get both. I don't think you can despoil the item adamant or off of him, but maybe. I'm not sure. Alright, well I did bully him, so let's make the sneak attack count. Let's try to make the trick attack count since Olmia's right here. See how she doesn't move? I didn't get a TH +1 there. That's too bad. Alright, so he didn't drop anything. Oh well. Let's kill this one and then head out. No feint, so I'm just going to have to auto attack him down. Maybe get a TH 9 or 10 here. And again, my Treasure Hunter set's actually pretty up there. I have Skulkers +1 for TH 3. I have Plunderers +3 for TH 4. I have Chak Belt for TH 1, so that's 8 Treasure Hunter. And then I have 1 Treasure Hunter on Sandong, and I have 1 Treasure Hunter on Taming Sari. Now you can get much higher than that right now. I'm actually missing a ring. I'm missing 3 Dark Matter Herculean pieces. I could get Treasure Hunter +2 on these legs. I could get Treasure Hunter +2 on this vest. And I could use a Herculean helm with Treasure Hunter +2 as well. But I don't have that, so I'm missing 6 in the armor, 1 in the ring, so that's 7. Plus, there's superior 5 daggers that have Treasure Hunter 3 on each of them. You could get both of them. That's another 2 in each slot here, since I already have 1 in each slot. So that's 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 that I'm missing. So I could potentially have 11 more Treasure Hunter on my gear. So right now I'm actually shy 11 points of Treasure Hunter on my gear. And most people are going to blow up my comments saying that your Treasure Hunter stacks only up to like a certain number, and then after that it's like it doesn't matter how much you have, but that's not true. It actually does matter how much Treasure Hunter you have, because when you try to proc Treasure Hunter on the mob, it calculates. Okay, Treasure Hunter first off is a debuff. Go ahead and put your thinking caps on here, guys. Class is in session. I'm going to teach you what Treasure Hunter actually is. So when you apply Treasure Hunter to a target, you're actually giving the target a Treasure Hunter debuff. What that means is when they die, the debuff is checked, and the value of the debuff actually shows depending on what the value of the debuff is, the monster is going to roll that many times to see how many chances of dropping the loot he can give you, which means if he has Treasure Hunter 3 on, what's typically going to happen, the way that I understand it, is he's going to die with Treasure Hunter 3. He's going to roll 3 times on every single loot that he can roll. So he's going to roll once. Whatever that value is, that's the loot that, like if it's a 2, you get a Seasoning Stone. If it's a 3, it's a Fossilized Fang. If it's a 4, it's an Adaman Ore. Something like that, okay? I don't know exactly what the code is because I'm not looking at the code. But that's basically what happens. Well, if you have Treasure Hunter 3, that means that that roll that just happened, you do that roll 2 more times. And you get any of the loot that you roll on those additional rolls. If you have Treasure Hunter 14 on the mob, that's 14 rolls that he's going to do. And 14 different numbers could pop up, and those numbers could be Adaman Ores. Now, there is a limit on how many you can get per kill, so if you get the Adaman Ore off the mob, you might not get a second Adaman Ore. Once you got the loot, you probably don't get it when you roll that number again. It probably just doesn't count. That's the way I feel that it works. After testing for so many years, that's how I feel it actually does work. So why would more Treasure Hunter gear help you if the cap is Treasure Hunter 8, which means 5 for gear? Well, what that does is if you have Treasure Hunter plus 21, which is the cap right now, the cap is Treasure Hunter plus 21, that would be 6 for your dual wield daggers, that would be 2 for your headpiece, 2 for your body, 2 for your legs, 3 for your feet, 4 for your hands, 1 for your belt, 1 for your ring. Count that. That's 21 Treasure Hunter. If you have 21 Treasure Hunter, what that means is when you attack the mob one time like this, with 21 Treasure Hunter, the debuff is going to be applied. The current debuff on the mob is checked, and it's sized up against the gear that you currently have equipped when you auto-attacked him or when you did anything. If I bullied him, it checks the Treasure Hunter gear that I have equipped when I use Bully. Alright? So all that is checked, and they compare the numbers. If the current debuff on the mob is Treasure Hunter 8, for instance, because I start out at Treasure Hunter 8. If that's the case, when I attack him or use a job ability with 21 Treasure Hunter gear on, what's going to happen more than likely is he's going to raise his Treasure Hunter value up to 9 because he's not quite at 21 yet. So since he's below 21 and you are at 21, he's more likely going to increase the Treasure Hunter by 1 because of the game mechanics. So yeah, you do actually cap at 8, but you can raise it from 8 to 9, from 9 to 10, etc. And the chance of you raising it is directly based on the gear that you have equipped. So if you can get that Treasure Hunter 21 every time you auto, it's more than likely going to raise that value up to Treasure Hunter 14. And so that's why it's important to stack Treasure Hunter gear past 5 so you can get past the TH8 cap, because what that's going to allow you to do is actually proc TH9, TH10, 11, 12, 13, and 14 much easier than it would be if you only had TH8 gear on. If you only had the plus 5 on your gear, like 1 boot and 1 glove, and like that's what, TH5 or 6 or 7, whatever. If that's all you have, well, that's like what, TH9 or 10. So good luck getting TH11 with that gear on. It's going to be very rare that you get a TH11 proc with that gear set. But if you have the TH21 gear set, it's very common to raise from 11 to 12 to 13 to 14 and cap out at 14. Very, very common to do this because it's just looking at the numbers and sizing up the dicks, basically. So that's basically how Treasure Hunter works, which is why I'm still on a quest to get all the Treasure Hunter gear in the game so I can really hammer down those TH14 numbers so I can get the most chances possible to get every loot off of every mob that I ever fight in the future from that point forward. That's my goal, you guys. Now, there are some pygmy toises alive here. I was on a tangent about Treasure Hunter, schooling you noobs, and so basically, I guess I'm going to kill the rest of these pygmy toises, hope for the best, and then go back to town. Alright, so he has Treasure Hunter 9 on him. He's about dead, so I don't think I'm going to try to sneak attack feint. I'll just wait. So he might not drop. That was only TH9. Okay, he didn't drop. Alright, let me see if I can actually stack some pretty strong TH values here. Alright, maybe a bully. Okay, bully in 12 seconds. Okay, so I'm going to auto him, and I'm going to actually get in position so Omia will be in between me and the target. Oh, Wahim works, actually. So this will be fine. So I'll actually, before I kill this guy, I'll actually just turn around. I'm going to bully him. I can't actually attack him while I'm turned around like this. Unless I counterattack him, which I don't think I will because I don't have any counter gear on. Alright, so that's everything. That's feint, sneak attack, trick attack. He has bully, so I can sneak from the front. And there's the auto attack. He didn't die, which means I applied a Treasure Hunter. But it didn't actually proc, unfortunately. That sucks. That just goes to show you that even with a feint 5 out of 5 and fully stacked feint plus sneak attack plus trick attack plus bully effect, it doesn't guarantee that you're going to raise the treasure hunter value. It just doesn't. There's no guarantees that you'll raise the treasure hunter value when you attack a mob. So that's unfortunate, alright? And even if you do get a Treasure Hunter 14, that doesn't guarantee you're going to get all the drops either. That just guarantees that you're going to get more shots at rolling for those drops. That's all that means. So I might just have to complete my stacks by buying the ores off the auction house. It looks like that's going to be the case. Because I don't think there are any more pygmy toys. Oh, there's one right there. Alright, let's do this guy really quick and then head back to town. I'll just go ahead and slay him really quick. Alright. In case anyone's curious, I am using Treasury so I can actually instantly throw away bad loot. So Fossilized Fangs, Seasoning Stones, just to keep them out of my inventory so I can focus on grinding. It's just a Lua add-on that just drops stuff for you when you tell it to drop stuff. It'll just drop stuff for you, so that's good. I like all the bells and whistles. When I'm going to play this game for so many more years, I would prefer to have a luxury gaming experience. Anyway, let's go back to town. And since we're going back to town, let's go ahead and put our real gear on. So that'll be a Taming Sari and an Aeneas. Not in that order. Alright, so it looks like I'm going to have to put this back on. It took my gear swap's taking shit off while I don't want it to take shit. There it goes again. Okay, guys, just throwing this out there. Gear swap can be annoying, so if you're not the best programmer, you might have a headache doing shit like this. Like, honestly, I shouldn't be taking this warp ring off while I'm idling, but apparently that's the way that the gear swap Lua for me is written. So I might have to do some editing there, but obviously not on cam. I can do that some other time. But yeah, for me, it's like whenever my buffs change, my gear goes back to my idle set, which takes off my warp ring for whatever reason. Okay, so here we are, back in town. Port Juno, I believe. Yep, Port Juno. Alright, so here's the plan. I'm going to actually go ahead and get 2 more adamant ores. Let's just flee. Ponzelot, you're too fast. Stop speed hacking. What are you doing? Why are you putting videos on YouTube while you're speed hacking through Juno? Ponzelot, what's wrong with you? Are you trying to get banned? Please, guys, like I give a shit. Alright, let's go. So we need 2 adamant ores. Eventually the zone will load. I'm ready. Is the zone ready? Zone Saw is ready! Somebody gets that reference, I know. I know. I'm giving you a thumbs up right now if you got that reference. Okay, so we need to find a smithing item called adamant ore. And we need to buy 2 of them. See, now here's a stack of adamant ores. I'll show you the stack price is 100k. 100k for a stack of adamant ores. So right now in my inventory, I have 4 stacks of adamant ore. That's 400,000 gil, right? So 400,000 gil for an entire afternoon of farming is kind of weak, honestly. But the adamant ingot price for a stack is higher than that. And since I can craft them, that's going to be the goal. It's going to be 300,000 a stack for the adamant ingots. So I'm tripling my money if I buy the ores. But if I farm them, I'm just getting basically a million gil, right? Because I have 4 stacks of this stuff, so that's over a mil right there. When I craft them all into adamant ingots, that's going to be over a million gil. Now, side note, you actually, when you're farming pygmy toises, they do give capacity. So I'll have some job points on my thief, even though I'm a master thief. I have 9 job points just from farming pygmy toises, which makes me money. So what I'm going to do is show you guys the new September 2018 update. This is extremely, extremely awesome. I'm very hyped about it. Let's go down to Asim. I think it's not Asim. It's, don't tell me. Oboro, that's it. We're going to go see Oboro. So Oboro is down here. He does a lot of really fun stuff with item level 119 weapons. Well, you can also donate to him job points now, you guys. And when you donate 10,000 job points to this guy, 10,000 job points, when you do this, you're able to augment one of your ultimate weapons. That's how it works with this new update. I know you guys are very psyched about it. There's an option that says upgrading my equipment even further. So I'm actually I have 2 options here. I can either upgrade a mythic Balrun armament or a familiar weapon, which is an Aeonic weapon. Okay, you can also upgrade your relics and Empyreans, but currently the jobs that I have relics and Empyreans for are not mastered. So the only categories that are visible when you talk to this guy are those categories where A, you have a mastered job that can equip the RMEA in question, and B, what particular RMEA is it? Is it a mythic, a relic, an Empyrean, or an Aeonic? Well, I have a master thief with an Aeonic Aeneas, so I'm going to go to familiar weapon. And he's going to actually give me a prompt, and he's going to say, what job am I taking job points off? Now, only the jobs you have mastered will show up. Only the jobs that have job points on them that you have mastered will show up. So currently, all of my mastered jobs have 0 job points on them because I've already dumped them. So now I have a thief with 9 job points on it. Master thief, don't need these 9 job points. I'm going to turn in the 9 job points. So this is basically what you can do now. You can just farm on your Master Thief or any job that you want. Anytime you get any job points on your Master job, you can turn them into Oboro. And once you've collected 10,000 and turned in 10,000 to Oboro, then you're able to actually put augments on your RMEA weapons, which means that your RMEA weapons are even more powerful now because you have augments that get attached to them. Very, 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 very good augments, by the way. Look it up on BG Wiki. There's quite a few interesting ones already posted. But yeah, as more and more time passes, when more and more players finish augmenting theirs, they'll see the augments. You can't really see a list starting out. You have to actually do it. But yeah, it's juicy. From what I've seen so far, the augments you can put on this stuff is really strong. There's a guy here that has a different kind of augment that also just came out from Dynamis. Let me see if I can find him. He was AFK here earlier, so he might still... Okay, he's not here. And he's not on his Corsair either. Anyway, this guy, he's got like 110 crafting in like 5 or 6 different categories. So he's got all these different mules that have 110 plus crafting, and he's got all of the shields done for the really good gear that you can craft now. Basically, he's one of the best crafters on the server, which is the best server, so he's one of the best crafters in Final Fantasy XI in general. This guy can craft you an item, sell that item to you, and then just go buy whatever item he needs that he can't craft himself, assuming he can't craft it himself. So this is basically how he's been doing it, and the guy already has 2 Superior 5 Corsair daggers, and the main-handed one, which is the only one that matters because you can't augment the offhand anyway, because the augments only affect your main hand. So his main-handed Superior 5 is basically already started, and it's not even finished augmented yet, and it has 3 different augments on it. There's like Phantom Roll Duration plus 45 on it. There's like Phantom Roll plus 7. So in case you're not sure what that means, I'll show you an item that most Corsairs are familiar with. It is Barataria Ring that says Phantom Roll plus 5. There's a necklace that gets dropped off of I believe, which is an Omen boss. Omen Mega Boss, and it has Phantom Roll plus 7 on it. Well, you don't need that necklace now because you can just get the Phantom Roll 7 on that dagger when you augment it. And then other stuff, like, it's just crazy. It's crazy how strong they're making these ultimate weapons, right? And that's a Superior 5 auction house weapon. That's not even an RMEA, but it might as well be, right? Because all of the Superior 5 stuff shares the RMEA traits. It just doesn't have Aftermath. But it's just, they're really strong. They're very, very strong. Highly recommend you save up to get some. Now, where were we? We need to go to the Maw Garden, because I'll show you why. I'm going to go to the Maw Garden. If you remember my previous video from a year or so ago, when I talked about how to make money in Final Fantasy XI, I did mention this adaman ingot trick. I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to do the adaman ingot trick and show you, like, just the whole process. We already farmed the pygmy choices, so we already have our 4 stacks of adaman ore, and I'm just gonna come to the Maw Garden. I'm gonna talk to the crystal Moogle, because you can actually unlock the ephemeral Moogle, I think it's called, which gives you crystals, lets you store crystals. I have him unlocked in here, so I can just go over here and talk to him. You're gonna have to look online to figure out how to unlock him. It's quite easy. So he's going to give me some crystals. I need 4 stacks of fire crystals. So let's see, that's 48. So he's going to give me 4 fire clusters. I'm going to take the fire clusters. And now I'm going to go talk to the Green Thumb Moogle. Since I've actually done some monster rearing, and I've finished all the way up to rank 7 monster rearing, now I actually have a lot of stuff that I can buy from this Green Thumb Moogle that I couldn't buy before, including the Pygmy Toys loot, which is adaman nuggets, actually. So these adaman nuggets, you need 6 adaman nuggets for each synth. So that means for 2 synthesis, that's going to be 12. And since I'm going to be able to do 4 stacks, that means that I need 6 stacks of these, I believe. I think my math is right on that. It should be. I'm just going to buy 6 stacks because I think I'm right. Alright, so now I have all these nuggets. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to break a fire cluster. And it's convenient that I can actually craft here as well. Okay, so okay, well, Treasury just threw away 12 fire crystals. Okay. Lua, you treasury. Rip. Okay, yeah, I have it programmed to throw crystals away too. Alrighty then, let's go get another stack of fire cluster. Alright, 12 more. That's not 12. I don't care. Here it goes. Alright, so now we're ready to go. Now we're cooking with oil. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to break some clusters. I'm going to go ahead and craft these guys. Nice money-making craft right here. There are a lot better money-making crafts now, but this is just one of the ones I like to do. So it's 1 ore and 6 nuggets. And bam. That's simple. That's simple, you guys. That's going to make me an adaman ingot. Now I do that 48 times, and I get 4 stacks of adaman ingots. That's going to give me over 1,000,000 gil right there. And all I was doing was killing pygmy choices in a money-making zone and farming job points to actually finish augmenting my Aeonic weapon. And that's the whole process right there. So that's how I was talking in my previous video how you made money with crafting. Obviously, there's many more ways to make money while crafting. This is just the one that I like to do. Anyway, there's not much else for me to talk about, so I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. You can kind of see how it's quite easy to just come up with a lot of money real quick in that zone fighting those pygmy toises. I would highly recommend you guys farm those adaman nuggets because they sell really, really well and really fast, because this is a very, very convenient craft. Adaman ingots are used in basically every smithing craft available past 100, so why not make them yourself and save you the money, right? So that's the idea. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching it through to the end. Go ahead and give me some good yucks for actually screwing up with treasury, etc., windowware, blah, blah, blah. I'm a dirty, rotten cheater. And until next time, guys, I will be seeing you in my next video. I'm looking forward to it. Hope you are as well. Peace out.